Festivals to people coming out of the rift. Let's see what's been happening on the 18th week of Empires. This week was a festival, the first major event of the server of all the Empire's rulers, starting off at the payment booth. 5 diamonds per person and armor, children go free. We start off with the auction of the sheriff's badge for an undetermined amount of diamonds to Shelby. Next to this would have been Force's car containing mob heads and iron stats. However, Lizzie had a different method of getting people to buy her stock by becoming Mystic Mary, giving out false prophecies to Empire members and how they can only be fixed with her stuff, fooling Joey, Whip, Sausage and Scott in a crystal cove. After getting some fizzy drinks, why not go to hear Ollie's tales of woe and how he got here and who he was before this, while also being able to take a selfie with the dragon egg, which some people accidentally touched. Whip offered hog riding around a course built earlier in his episode, with many riders and spectators riding and watching the 3 laps around the course. Final top results being Whip in first, Sausage in second, and Pixriffs in third. More competition is afterwards with Catherine's archery, Ollie in middle to be done. Our contenders will be Jem v Joey, Lizzie v Shelby, and Joel v Fold, with Jem, Lizzie, and Joel being the winners, getting a target block trophy which they are able to wear to the death battle between Joey and Shelby. For this, both wanted neither to come to the festival, to stay away from Catherine, or else. Spectators watch in suspense as both enemies land attack, yet it is Shelby who ends it all, killing Joey, ruthless. Angered, Joey wants to announce Shelby's secret, but is interrupted by Catherine, who this was all for, wondering why on earth this is even happening. Being revealed by this is happening, tells them that it's all over. At last, it would be the grand finale in front of the rift. Being introduced by Sausage, Ollie gives us a presentation and a song, in time for a rumbling to occur, spewing a piece of paper out of the rift saying, "New portal, who dis?" Shocking and confusing, all there, was it Gary? Subtle panic happening. Whip decides it would be the best idea to send a piece of paper back saying Jimmy is in fact a toy, which he had been giving out to everyone at the start of the festival, including the sheriff is corrupt. However, despite being a great festival, what does this mean for them in the future? Picturist had been came to by Ollie in search for his own instrument, as Jem took back her horn from him. What Pix provided was that there were instruments of the gods, where going to Joel would be the next best step. Payment for this information of his is the dragon egg, is to him in Ollie's will. Not having attraction of his own helps with redstone for others such as Catherine and Whip. The fighting pit would have been built by Sausage. As for him, this would have been an old tradition from a previous empire, wanting to bring a mini version to the festival. In his first vision this episode, he's in another outfit and is really fast. Guardians of Afterlife must be a good play. And going outside, he recognises the place. Why here again? Before being transferred back, what is connection between the hero build and that building? Getting so many visions, he asked Bubbles about it, unreassured, knowing it would get worse. In the second vision, he would be in a storage area, transported to another through a doorway, and is now an owl? Before travelling to his reality once more, gradually accepting his fate of visions. Building his arena, another occurs with him being in the pit of another arena. More crazy ever since the rift. Bubbles is once gone to support him being told to go to Eddie for a weapon, while himself gain more magic for the secret bunker. While in Eddie's armory, he's transported to a similar armory. Yeah, there's no armor already in it. Why does it feel like home though? Reappearing into reality, Eddie reveals that he had just disappeared for an hour, not blacked out or just standing there, which is good info for his progressive visions. What had been waiting for him was a crossbow, proceeding to test it out on creepers and other mobs. Whip has to do something about his growing mob problems with chickens and hordes of zombies by placing mangrove root walls down so none are able to harm any Gobland resident. Having Gary been gone, wants to return the remaining white fox she gave him to not cause any more grievance. Yet, while in transport, dies from falling from a ladder. She will not know and gives a double chest of chicken in compensation. Building a mini lichen farm under a future house and expanding the cave pickle patty pat to almost a double, Shelby comes on how rocks taste like, knowing Whips eat them as a snack. Going to Gem's in the middle of the night, he leads her to Gem's castle, where the stone is earthy and has a good crunch to it, but deep slate can be a bit tough on a teeth though. Lizzie wanted to seize all opportunity at the festival, doing the prophecies and judging foods of the empires. Tossing a coin into the fountain in memory of Sniff and Gary, sneaks away from the hog race to judge the food, unbribed by Joey. First is Sausage, second is Jem, third is Ollie, fourth is whoever put down cheese and bacon potatoes, and Joey in fifth, all receiving crystals besides Joey, who gets coal. festival. Having to pay for Owen to get in, Scott encounters a mysterious lady, but she disappears shortly after, and Joey, a man who he hadn't met before, introducing themselves, and no, he doesn't have a llama king. Getting discount Jeremy toys and the secret sheriff one, the lady appears once again, saying how he needs secret friendship magic only she possesses, friendship berries. After it was all over, Rose with Owen back to Chromia. That was weird. Back in the tavern, it now has to charge people, as because of Owen, he only has 6 diamonds left. Arriving early, building his own stall for people to give him compliments, burning papers saying that he's a toy and is corrupt, and having his badge being auctioned off by a sausage, the sheriff is able to lead Catherine, Jem and Pix to his stand before being able to get his badge back from Shelby for 10 diamonds. While being led out of the festival with music by Ollie for a diamond, he wonders, what does new portal who this mean, and who stole his boot? What he did gain was enough iron to have the anvils out of the tunnel at last, and an SO, where he could grab people whenever he liked. This will show Joel. From the comments, Catherine acquired ideas on what her stalls should sell, which include flowers, cakes, fruits, vegetables, pies, and general random items people may like. Being told at the festival by Ollie and building the archery stand, arrives at the festival with Jem, running from the mysterious voice and given slime by Joey, who thought that this would make her immediately attracted to him, which to his dismay doesn't work. Settling off the conflict between Joey and Shelby from the fight, feels that she just isn't into anyone right now, not knowing that they would fight over this, settling it all off by holding hands. Entering his storage area, Joey sees a zombie head on an armor stand and a chest, immediately welcoming him, assuming that this is Shelby to scare him. Paying her a visit, is attacked by slimes. This is an act of war. Leaving the encounter, he spies on her through the leaves to see how scared she is of him. Mailbox? She's writing love letters to Catherine, running off with the letter in the mangrove woods. However, no, it isn't a love letter. It's a letter to her grandma, telling how she was kicked out of the academy, having to pretend to be dead. This secret can be used against her with ransom. Not such a great witch after all. What precedes this is a decoration of his town centre with a fountain in the shape of an anchor mine behind it. Getting in the festival at a discount price of 3 diamonds as promise of promoting on Pirategram, then losing to Shelby and finding out he came in 5th in Lizzie's food contest, considers this to be the worst festival ever. False somehow would need to set her up her festival stall and get to the festival itself, so makes a car to get there, yet inconveniently gets trapped in it. She would sell iron and mini blocks as she needs diamonds. Having arrived at a similar time as the sheriff, goes around with him, being made to give him a compliment in his book at the stand. But she doesn't know him too well, so nice hat? Taking a photo of Sausage in her car and acquiring many diamonds, this would be to her liking, even if losing archery and the food contest. Not wanting to be involved in whatever is coming out of that portal, packs her bags and goes adventuring, as what a mess that could be. For the festival, Joel decided to sell discount Donkey Jeremy toys on a little island while also selling secret sheriff toys as well under the floorboards. Bringing hermits to the festival for free, encounters the toy and then Joey, where they both are able to agree that the sheriff is corrupt. Also there, he'll be able to sell toys to Flip, Catherine, Scott and Jem with a drink from Shelby. Having his fortune being told, he needs to be friendly to thy neighbour, but which one? The purple roofed one, the one with feminine energy. Sounds like a lot like Lizzie, doesn't it? The lady sounds like her as well, before disappearing. What festival wasn't it? But he feels deep lore is coming very soon. That assumption would be correct, as several hermits proceeded to come through the rift, including Grian, Pleasant Moon, Impulse SV, Dockham 77, Joe Hills, Corrales, IG Evan, Exuma, Zombie Cleo, Gutam Scar, Kovan 135, Tango Tech, and Empire's own members, Pole Symmetry and Gemini Tay. Everybody would hear the rumbling of hermits coming through the portal. When hermits were scattered around the server, Sausage encountered Corrales and Ijevan, who tell of stuff like a YouTube and a Truman Show. What's that? Showing around Sanctuary, Corrales says about Pearl, but he only knows a Santa Perla. But as they're stuck here, both are now official Sanctuary residents, but there is magic, so be warned. To be able to get started, Sausage gives both of them a gift box containing full of diamond armor and tools, a shield and a piece of netherite as well, and yes, he is adopted. Many people had came to Sanctuary to borrow stuff, which causes discussion on how he has a son, about how he had a one-night armor stand with Joe, saying Joe Law, causing Hermes to be made, leading people through his portal to go elsewhere, which is high up a mountain, so he can't be assassinated, leaving kisses to Corellis. Now all are gone. What just happened? So he can keep track, writes down about all the people who he's just met and what he knows about them, which would include Corellis, Jevin, Rian, Scar, Tango, and Fold. While in Endeavor, with many others, he sees Pearl. Santa Perla? Is it her? It gets so overwhelming that he runs away in confusion noises. No way is this real. Scott reassures him on that she's not his Pearl. She's from Hermitcraft, but she looks just like his Saint. Guess he'll just have to find if she's a real one, as a real one would recognize him. He gives her the Sanctuary shield, but she wonders why he's calling her Santa Perla. How it's cause she looks like his Saint. During a vision, he's transported to a place he hasn't been before, which we would know as Season 1's Pearl's Bay. Being introduced to the new pirates, Exuma and Cleo, he warns them how everyone hates Joey, where in return they tell him about the killing of their fat parrot Reginald. They would be interested in going to Sanctuary as they have beds and they haven't been given beds yet. Acquiring resources from Pay to Parrot, there was a pathway up the mountain surrounded by houses to the portal so that would be Scar safe. Now all is connected. Being confused as well, Pixriff meets Stock, where his life will become extremely complicated for some while as well. Yeah, the Hermitcraft recap. Explaining what he's doing, being the service historian and all, showing on the ancient city and giving the achievement of with all our powers combined, where you have all frog lights. Gives options where he would want to go next, which is World of Warcraft goblins. Going underground in the rift, digs a staircase to build a machine that would age copper automatically, aka David 4.0. Digging a giant hole for several these machines to be built, and getting all he needs. Builds hundreds of them just to fill one side of the room, which would take a lot of time. Which, is it necessary? No. Will he thank self later? Probably. Law has been happening. Is this a crossover? Yes, it is. In the village below, he spots Scar, who immediately bows down to him, then eventually Cobb as well. Showing around Upper Stratos, but testing out axe skills, accidentally kills Scar. Green, Pearl, Joe coming. Want to show them around as well, but Scar and Green fall to their deaths from the gaps. Yeah, Stratos isn't too friendly to those without wings, so gives them a pair which will help them massively. Later, he'll take them both plus Tango to Tumbletown, to the sheriff's annoyance of Grian anyway. Finding the wallpaper being the best part, having a rift portal just being black girl ass, it looks like they're here to stay for the undetermined future. To Scott right now, the most important thing will be naming his llamas, which would include Prism, Martina, Yeti, Violet, Mr. Fimbleson, Eloise, Perry Paddington, which is his secret identity name, Saffron, Oreo, Gigi, Astrid and Comet. In a dash with pink smoke, he encounters Pearl, who just got here through a portal with others, looking oddly familiar. She doesn't want much, just knowledge on where she is and where everyone else is, which is in Crimea. Meeting Joe from Molly, gives shelter in the inn before heading off to Stratos. Hermes isn't the weirdest thing on the server. While leaving Stratos, a man named Impulse recognizes him, who to Scott is just a random man who he's just met, clueless. While with the man, Pearl and Cub goes to Catherine's, revealing her secret basement and that she's a monster slayer. Not even he knew that. Leading them to the Evermore, meeting Shelby and discussing with other Empire members what to do with the new people. An episode has ended. That was unusual. Guess he has new Empire friends now? Wondering what is going on. Whip goes to Animalia, seeing Lizzie and Impulse. Who is he? Where's Niff and Gary? Perfectly normal. Being taken with him around Gobland, Whip gives the man full diamond armor who wants to pay back, wants gold, specifically Joel's gold. Going around the block to Sanctuary and Tumbletown with many people overwhelms the Goblin so trade support. Still being willingly being deputy, runs into the next contender for deputy, Scar, who just wants the bad, telling him to run once gotten, which is considered. More needs to be built as more than goblins could be living here soon. More established in style while still having that necessary goblin wonk. This opportunity would also motivate to clean storage so new people don't didn't know about bad habits. Achieving Snort from his missing state from the festival and building a bamboo farm for ladders and scaffolding puts a sign out for an engineer for wonking contraptions, considering more hands are out there now. Almost immediately, the right man comes for the job, Tango, who is conveniently also looking for a place to live. It may have seemed this collab was more of a recent thing, but no. He and Green planned this for over 4 months, aka around when Empire Season 2 had started, which is wild to say. Despite not being a toy, a real-life toy sheriff can be bought. I don't know, man. Kinda suspicious, not gonna lie. Wanting Empire to be the best and respectable, a Scar comes flying in. How? Welcome to Tumbletown. Just ignore Buzz the LA and a giant alien on the cliffside. But this happiness is short-lived.
Way, not. How did he get here?
Hello, Tim.
Oh
He looks
no!
so ominous.
Did you think you could escape?
No!
You're not even safe in your own SMP.
Showing what will be a real deputy to what is not Andy's room, sees him, Tango, reuniting ranch duo in squealing joy.
Oh, no.
Is that my ranch?
My ranch.
Oh my gosh!
Sit back, guys. We're having a moment
Oh my gosh! I haven't got a horn.
here. Yeah, we do. Here.
I will wait. Just.
Something needs to be set straight with these new people, the law, leading them both to the church, yet interrupted by Thwip saying how they only benefit the sheriff. Scar, given the excellent idea of building a giant Sid over Stratos, leads Jim back to the church to reassure, as there's nothing wrong with being Woody. He's an honourable man, a leader, loved by all, which the sheriff should embrace. It's something that will be thought about. Looking around for bystanders, let's Scar to try on his hat, looking so good for a deputy in waiting. Yeah, this wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't a law, which you made. Want to remove rules, which all but him love, is something he gets on with removing, is what would have happened if Pix didn't decide that it needs to be preserved, as it apparently is a work of art and an important part of server history, considering it was built by a god, as if he took it down, he'll just have to rebuild it again. Plus, it's an artistic part of the scenery now. How would the new hermits feel about having something familiar gone just as they found it? This is an absolute joke. He's not in Andy's bedroom. What is to be felt about this? Thanks for watching my Empire Season 2 recap. Make sure to like and subscribe with the bell so you know when my next recaps come out. Maybe even leave in a comment as well. Good. Bye.